It is said that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. And our District 127 has already started its journey towards excellence by providing the clubs under its umbrella with opportunities to learn and better themselves. Today, District 127 is here with yet another enlightening session from the Leadership Talks series. But before we embark on this journey, let me remind you of our district mission. We build new clubs and support all the clubs in achieving excellence. The core values which serve as the guiding principles of Toastmasters International as well as District 127 are integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Since it's important to be mindful of the cultural norms and feelings specific to this region and to encourage respectful and inclusive communication, we request everyone to refrain from speaking or talking about the three taboo topics: sex, politics, and religion. And now for the golden rules which we all need to adhere to during a virtual meeting. The first one: please keep your microphones on silent, but keep your videos on. I'm requesting all of you to switch on the videos right now. Because even though we'll miss out on hearing your melodious voices, we would still love to see your beautiful faces and delightful reactions because we need them to keep us motivated. Please use the reaction buttons to express your response and make sure to use the chat button for any questions that you may have. It's now time for me to reach out to that remarkable individual who embarked on her Toastmaster journey back in 2013 and over the past decade has risen to the esteemed position of District 127 Director, an accomplished leader who has donned numerous hats, serving as Area 5 Director in 2016-17, declared the outstanding Toastmaster of District 105 in year 2017-18, taking on the role of Division F Director in the year 2019-20, serving as District 105 Public Relation Manager, followed by responsibilities as District CGD Club Growth Director in 2021-22, and holding the position of District Program Quality Director in 2022-23, a system auditor by profession and a published author. Her list of qualifications is as extensive as her list of achievements. We may need one more meeting for that. So let's all extend a very warm welcome to distinguished Toastmaster Deepa Surendran, our very dynamic and determined District 127 Director. Over to you, Ditya.
Thank you, dear Shobha. All district leaders and mentors. Our keynote speaker, past International Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Roy Ganga. District Advisor, past District Region Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster Sunil Kottarathil. Our past RA, Distinguished Toastmaster Sujit. Fellow District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Sam. Past leaders and my dear fellow Toastmasters, a happy evening to all of you. Friends, Romans, countrymen, Vini, Vidi, Vici. That's the rule of three. What about us? Is rule of three important to us in life? Tonight, we have a speaker who is here to teach us about the importance of rule of three. Is the rule of three that important? Is three important? Yes, for me, three is a magic number. For success, we should work on the right things at the right time, the right way. In Toastmasters, for a good speech, mentors ask us to use triads. For quality assurance, codes, standards, and specifications. In leadership, to be successful, we should lead by example, learn others' story, and then own failure too. In our District 127, this newly reformed district, we believe that when our members chase their dreams and achieve their goals, then our clubs become distinguished. Once clubs become distinguished, then our areas, divisions, and district become distinguished. Again, another rule of three. And here we adhere to respect, integrity, and service in this journey towards excellence. We have 3 membership programs as well. Smedley campaigns, that is adding or reinstating 5 members in the month of August and September. Talk of Toastmasters, that is adding or reinstating 5 members in the month of February and March. And Beat the Clock, that is adding or reinstating 5 members in the months of May and June. In our district, we have already added 33 clubs, already added 5 and achieved Smedley. This year, we encourage all our clubs to become excellent by bringing back our senior Toastmasters who left the club for whatever reasons, may it be COVID, dislike towards an online environment, or getting a lack of, or getting less respect. We request all of you to bring all of them back in this year and in this month if possible. That is the best month for implementing this particular initiative by district. Please do that. Whoever has not done this, please try to do this. Yes, what I was saying is about the rule of three. It is a very simple way, but the best way to get better results with skill. Okay, this is what I know about rule of three. Can anyone bring more than this to the rule of three? I think so. In order to introduce that person, we have an awesome human being here, a DTAC finalist in humorous speech category, program quality team member, an HR professional, 15 years in UAE, a 4-year-old Toastmaster leader, immediate past president of our legacy club, Emirates Toastmasters Club. Let's put our hands together. Welcome our MC cum moderator, Toastmaster Jem. Jem, do you actually think there is more to this rule of three? Over to you.
Thank you so much, District Director DTM Deepa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I will be your host for tonight. Welcome to our Rule of Three event, where the power of threes meets the magic of synergy. I have a heavy job of introducing a very well-known personality and moderating today's session. You all can send questions and doubts to us by chat, and during the Q&A session, we will ask these questions on your behalf. Now, let me do my most important job. The person who will talk about this super exciting topic for tonight is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Roy Ganga. He is a dynamic leader with a wealth of experience, bringing a unique and extraordinary perspective to the world of learning. His exceptional approach combines practical wisdom gained from real-world experiences with a visionary mindset that is laser-focused on achieving goals. DTM Roy's unwavering passion for motivating and inspiring others drives him to establish deep connections, unlocking their inner potential, and empowering them to reach new heights. As a dedicated member of Toastmasters for nearly 2 decades, wow, DTM Roy has held prestigious roles within the organization. Notably, he served with a great pride as district governor from 2010 to 2011. He then embraced the pivotal role of Region 8 advisor from 2017 to 2019. Followed by his distinguished tenure as an international director on the esteemed Toastmasters International Board of Directors from 2020 to 2022. DTM Roy's exceptional contributions have garnered recognition, including the prestigious Toastmasters International Presidential Citation Award. In addition to his outstanding involvement with Toastmasters, DTM Roy is the founder and president at Energize Your Voice, where his impact is truly significant. He has become a trusted authority on pressing social issues, notably suicide awareness, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to helping individuals find their purpose and experience true fulfillment in their lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, with a resounding round of applause, please join me in welcoming our esteemed speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Roy Ganga. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Jam. Got a lot of energy in this room here this evening. Good evening, District 127. I'm looking at this room here and I'm seeing 72 of you. Some of you I've known personally, and some of you I'm going to get the opportunity to meet virtually here today. So it's great. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you this evening. And I want to express my gratitude for inviting me to discuss 3 essential rules for achieving success in your clubs. And you heard your district director talk about the importance of 3. Things happen in 3. Everything goes wrong in 3. And guess what? You are celebrating your 3rd month as a district, right? So things happen for the best, as we see there. As we delve into the discussion, it's clear that apart from the 3 months that you guys have been in existence, I look at the results out there and I am seeing excellent results, excellent numbers for this district. This success is a testament to each and every one of you, the dedicated members of your respective clubs, because without you, it will not happen. You know, leaders can do everything at the top, but if the clubs and the members are not receiving the benefits of the Toastmasters program, then nothing else is going to happen. I aim to make this session as interactive as possible. So I encourage you to participate actively. Feel free to ask questions, as the moderator Jem pointed out. Feel free to ask questions in the chat as we go along. And during our Q&A session at the end, additional questions can be raised. I'll also post some questions during my presentation. And with now 73 of you on here, I am hoping at least one of you should be able to answer my question without me having to look on the screen and pick somebody out. One of the pivotal lessons the pandemic has imparted on us is the importance of building a robust relationship with our clubs and with our members. Strong relationships serve as a cornerstone for club success. You can hear me talk a little bit more about that. So investing the time and effort into ensuring that the members genuinely want to attend the club meetings significantly reduces the likelihood of them leaving. So if you don't reach out to your members as club leaders, if you don't reach out to your members, even fellow members, if you don't reach out to your fellow members, chances is that they're not going to feel appreciated. They're not going to feel as though they're part of this family that we have cultivated. And they may not want to come back. So if you don't see a member in your club for a little while, reach out to them, find out what's going on. There's lots of factors that can make them not attend in your club. So investing the time and effort is making sure that they are going to be there. Don't wait, and I've seen this many times, don't wait until the renewal time to contact your members. That is sad. When you have to wait until the renewal time to contact members for dues, and you call them up and said, hey, it's renewal cycle. I haven't seen you paid your dues yet. But then they haven't attended the meetings in the past month or so, but you haven't reached out to them then, but you're reaching out to them now to collect money. How sad is that, right? So make an effort not to do that. Make an effort to reach out to them before, because it's a missed opportunity for you to do that. We're Toastmasters. We love to speak. We love to communicate. So let's make sure we can practice that. So let's begin with a few fundamental questions that I have. And here's where I'm going to want somebody to respond, right? What is your definition of a successful club? And anybody, just get off of mute. And if you can answer that, what is your definition of a successful club? Others can write it in chat, but if I can get at least one person to speak. This look like I may have to pick somebody from the screen, right?
Can I say?
Go ahead.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sapna Gopinathan. I feel a successful club is one that is, the ExCom members are able to help the members achieve their educational goals primarily. That's what I feel.
Good. Perfect. Anybody else have a thought? I see in the chat there, the entire club with a common goal. Members enjoying the meetings and proceedings. Yeah, you have the concept there. You have the idea of what a successful club should be. Do you believe that active members' participation in a club meeting correlates with high quality clubs? So do you believe that the participation of members in your club is important? And I see some answers there. Yes, yes. Good. Do your members, especially the newcomers, understand how to integrate into the education program and embrace the club culture? And if so, how do they gain this understanding? So do they understand it, and how do they gain it? And that may be a little challenging one, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that again. And is your club facing challenges retaining members? And I know a lot of clubs around the globe is facing that challenge. And do you understand the reason behind the issues? And I think if we can understand that, so understanding your members' interests is vital in addressing these changes, and understanding the needs of your members and why they're here and why they're not here will help you to address the challenges that you're facing. These questions form, to me, the bedrock of a successful club, encompassing the 3 rules, which are club quality, mentoring, and maintaining a strong membership base. You can't have one without the other. So first, let's focus on club quality. And here I'm going to look at your district leaders. Your district leaders may recall the formula I shared with them during their district leadership training in the Bahamas. QM equal QC. Can anyone here tell me what they think this formula is? QM equal QC.
Quality management versus and quality control.
Okay, close. There's a district leader.
Quality member is equal to quality club.
Somebody posted in the chat there. You're right there. You're almost right. So it's quality meetings equal quality clubs, right? QM, quality meetings equal quality clubs. Again, you can't have one without the other, right? You can't have a quality club if you don't have a quality meeting. And think of it, when you join your Toastmasters club, what feelings did you get in here when you step into that room or step into that environment? Was the expectations what you saw and what you expected? Was that first impression sell you on the program? Because, we don't have a second opportunity to make a good first impression. And that is something we need to do to make sure that people feel welcome. And that all goes into a quality meeting. So in my view, quality meetings are those where members actively participate, refine their existing skills that they have, and develop new ones by taking on the various meeting roles in a structured, enjoyable setting. A high-quality club is a well-structured club. And I think you guys can agree to that, right? If you want a high quality, you have to have that structure in there. It adheres to an agenda. It fosters the members' enthusiasm, maintains a good mentor-protege relationship, and it helps members achieve their personal goals. Now, let's consider your personal development goals for a minute here. How are you progressing with them? sure each of you joined the program for a reason. There's a reason why we came here. None of us, I think, that I've spoken to many Toastmasters over my years, none of them told me that they joined Toastmasters because they want to compete. None of them told me that they joined Toastmasters because they want to get away from their family and just find a place to hide. No, there was a reason that they joined, either developing their communication skills, developing their leadership skills, networking with like-minded people so that they can learn. So think about how are you progressing in your goals? And have you shared your goals with others? Have you shared your goals with the members? Have you shared your goals with the ExCom, your executive committee members? Are you taking responsibility for ensuring that you meet and prioritize your objectives? Answering these questions would provide a reality check and guide you through your next steps. So sit back and think about it. And if you're not, then you need to sit down and discuss it. I'd like to share a successful program that I have developed called, now we call it the Club Full Circle program. And I developed this when I was a manager in the company that I worked for. And I was paying for my employees to attend the Toastmasters meeting. But I needed to make sure that they were fulfilling their end of the bargain. So there had to be some skin in the game. And I developed this program so I can add it to their employee development plan. And what it is that every member should fulfill every role, every club meeting role within a 6-month period. So every role that is on the agenda, they have to fulfill that in a 6-month period. And if they do, then I will pay for their next 6 months. If they don't, then they're going to pay for their next 6 months. And believe me, nobody wanted to pay. So they all fulfilled it, and the club was successful. Every meeting, the agenda was filled because every member wanted to be a part of it. So that's something. I will share that form with you guys at the end of the chat. So you can use it if you want. Share it with your club. Share it with your, it worked both for community and corporate clubs. And I remember some of you who remember our old legacy program, where the CL program, where you can check off every single role you did in a meeting, Toastmaster of the Day Club. This will help in that way as well. And at the end of the 6-month period, we also do a recognition for everybody who received it. So how can you ensure that you're getting the return on your Toastmasters investment? Anybody? How do you ensure that you're getting the return on your $60 you're paying towards Toastmasters? Guys, I heard you guys are a very talkative group, and Toastmasters are very talkative, and you guys are going to show your peers that this is not true. Charmaine, I'm looking at you here. Charmaine Fernandez. How do you ensure that you're getting your return on your investment?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
By networking and getting to meet more people and understanding how, looking up to the peers, looking up to how they have succeeded, I feel more satisfied and want to be, I want to be Deepa Surendran one day. So
Good.
That gives me great motivation in looking up to her, how she has reached there. And to me, I want to be there one day.
Awesome. And there's always a role model that we need to follow, right? For every single one of us, every single one of the leaders of the past, you ask them, how did they get there? There's somebody who they admire or somebody who encouraged them to get there. So that's good. And I see in the chat there active participation in club meetings. And I think that's exactly what we need to do. You have to take accountability to actively participate in your club meetings. Executive committee members, again, do you understand why your members join and what their goals are? What resources do you have at your disposal to gather this information? And there are 2 resources that Toastmasters provide us that you can have. You have the new member profile. If you go into the resource section on the Toastmasters website, you will find that. The new member profile, for any new member that comes to your club, you should have them complete that, because that will tell you what their goals are and why they're here. And for every existing member, at the beginning of every Toastmasters program year, I have the new members fill out the member interest survey. And why do I have them do that? Because their goals from last year may have shifted a little bit, and now they're focusing on something else. And if you don't know that, or the mentors don't know that, then they're going to be sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to ever accomplish this new goal? So you need to have them fill out the member interest survey. It tells you a lot about the members. It tells you a lot about what it is that they're here for. So understanding why your members join and the goals enable you to guide them towards their success. Demonstrating the benefits and the transferable skills of taking on every role in your meeting, like becoming an effective leader, like advancing in their careers. People want that. People want to do that. Those things have a positive impact on lives. So experienced Toastmasters, recall your experience as a new member and consider what you wish you had known earlier. This is your chance to pay it forward and share your insights with the newer members. Now this leads me to the second rule of mentoring. How long do you believe a mentor should support their protege? How long do you believe a mentor should support their protege? Again, anyone? Just come off a mute and answer. Anything, man. Okay, somebody say 1 year, as long as, all right, I'm going to go with the one in the chat here. As long as they are coachable, as long as it takes for them to be self-sufficient. Some clubs, I hear people said, oh, I'm just there until they finish their first part. I'm there until they finish 3 speeches. But do you think that helps the members? No, because they may not know the auto functions in the club as well. So you want to make sure that you help them through that. So what methods do you use for your onboarding? Think about that. What mentors do you use for your onboarding in your club? And what methods do you use for mentoring? And often I've seen where new members are left to navigate on their own and having just one conversation sometimes, not even with their vice president of education. Every member, regardless of their tenure, should have a mentor to provide guidance and accountability. I have a mentor in my club, and I'm sure a lot of you leaders, senior leaders as well, have mentors, because we need to learn. There are things that we need to learn and things we need to have people hold us accountable for. And with that in mind, what qualifications do you believe a mentor should possess to serve as a mentor to a new member? Have you encouraged in your clubs? Have you encountered challenges relating to mentorship availability? And I see nods of heads there, but I have seen it as well. I've heard clubs, when I was a regional advisor and I would go there and visit clubs, the districts, I would hear that they say, oh my gosh, we don't have enough mentors in our club to help with the new members. Well, here's a little secret I'm going to share with you. Nearly every member in a club can serve as a mentor. And you may be saying, Roy, that's impossible. If you have been mentored for at least 3 to 6 months by someone, you likely have that valuable knowledge to share. When a new member joins, you can pass on everything your mentor has imparted on you. If you encountered any problems, any questions that the new member may have, guess what? You have your mentor to go to and ask the question. So what that does, this approach not only enhances your own development, but also fosters teamwork and leadership, because you're taking accountability from one person to go to another person and get the question, and you're learning in the process as well. So when I hear people say, oh, there's not enough people to mentor my people, I go back to them and said, no, if you are being mentored, then you should be able to mentor a new person. Because whatever you have learned up to this point, you can share it with them. Think about that. It gives you that opportunity to lead. So consequently, clubs should establish a comprehensive mentoring program where mentors understand their roles, including how to select, like a new member, how to select their education paths. Give them an overview of the meeting roles and responsibilities. Get them familiar with who the club officers are and what do they do. What are the meeting protocols that they need to follow? And there's much more in your clubs that they would need to understand. It's not only speaking, but those little things in your club is going to help them get a better understanding of what goes on in a Toastmasters meeting. So mentoring should play a crucial role in every club, ensuring that new members perceive the value and the benefits that can be transformed, or they can use to transform their lives and reduce any attrition that is happening in your club. Again, if you don't have that quality meeting where members understand what they need to do, you can't have a quality club. Cultivating this habit would result in satisfied members, motivate their members, and ultimately contribute to a high quality club. And believe me, it will happen. So without cultivating those positive habits and delivering quality meetings, members become disengaged and eventually they leave. And then we wonder why, right? So we need to make sure that we do that. So looking at maintaining strong membership base, what do you think a good number should be for a club? If you can type that in, what do you think a good number should be for your club? A good number membership, 30, great. And I think the folks here, we got a couple of people here from other districts in North America may say, wow, you guys are very challenging. We wish we can have that number in our district as a whole. But great, 25, 30, 25 plus 40, good numbers you're throwing out there. But can you recall, I don't know if any, I'm sure there's still people in here who have been charter members of the club, but can you recall how many members your club had when it started, when it chartered? 22, 20, right? Good. All clubs, every single club across the globe started with at least 20 members. At least. They had more, but at least 20 members. You couldn't have 19 to start, at least 20 members. So what led some members to depart? Because if your club now is at 16 members, what led those other members to depart? Do you know? Again, that member interest survey would help you understand what their goals are and was it being met. So several factors, we can look into this. Several factors can contribute to membership attrition. Relocation. We don't have no control of that, right? When people relocate. But we can recommend them to join a club in their new location. Health issues. We don't know. We can't help too much there, but our support by calling them and being there for them, showing that empathy, I guarantee you it's going to make a difference. Financial challenges. That's another reason why people don't come back, because they may not be able to afford it. They have some other priorities that they need to focus on. Or discovering that Toastmasters doesn't align with their expectations. And that's okay, because not everybody's cut out to be a Toastmaster. Not everybody's cut out to be able to stand in front of an audience and give a presentation. They realize this is not for them, and they just leave. While some of these factors are beyond our control, effective communication with our members can have a positive impact. So if we don't talk to them, we don't know what the problem is and we can't solve it. So let's explore what can lead to a decline in club quality. And I've come up with a long list of things that can really derail a club. And I'm not going to share with you all that list. I'm going to share with you 10 of my top 10 observations. And we can talk about these as well. Lack of a meeting agenda. You go to a club meeting and there's no agenda. You're sitting there thinking, okay, what's happening? We learn how to prepare an agenda. It helps us in our professional life when we get to a meeting. so we can keep our meeting on track. We know what's happening. Over-reliance on a small group of members to carry out the club responsibilities. How many times have you went to a meeting where you see the same people doing the same roles week after week after week? That is a burnout. That's a turn off for a lot of members. If you get guests, especially, and they're coming in, if a guest visits your club like 2 or 3 times and they see the same set of people doing the same things, they're going to think about, this is probably not the place I need to be. Limited opportunities for members to participate. Because again, there's a few people that's dominating the agenda. Doesn't give the other members an opportunity to learn and grow. Or I went to a club where I was shocked. I was really taken back when I heard the person said, oh, that person is not new enough to do the role. And here it goes back to mentoring, right? Because everybody we pay, this is not a free program for us, so we pay to come in to learn. And we need to make sure we can train or get our members or new members up to speed so they can get there. A monotonous meeting, structured, there's no variety in your meeting. So again, it's blah, blah, blah. Every week you go blah, 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 finish. There's nothing, there's no excitement, there's no fun, there's no learning. People just get there to speak. And I'm sure you've heard that. People just speak because they want to be heard. They have nothing to contribute. So those monotonous meetings can turn people off. The 5th one is ineffective evaluations. And we're here to learn, right? We know some of the things we can do good, especially if we start getting into the program a little bit. We know some of the things we can do good. We want to hear what we can improve on. And if every time I come to a meeting, you're telling me, oh, Roy, you did such a wonderful job. I love it. I love you. I can't wait to hear your next speech. Well, you never give me any feedback on what it is I can do to improve. So ineffective evaluations is what we want. We want good evaluations. A toxic club environment. And what I mean by that is, oh my God, nobody wants to come. Everybody feels, and it goes with this next point here, number 7, is weak leadership and lack of direction. So when a team lacks strong leadership, a more dominant member usually in the group can often take charge, and they would get in there and they can lead with a lack of direction, and then it becomes that infighting within your club that becomes toxic, and members see it. So if your ex-com is doing that, please stop it. Don't make it out there. Just resolve your problems. Failure to utilize the moments of truth. So if you find your club is declining, the moments of truth is something you need to work on, to find out, to get to understand what it is that is causing our club to go down. Deviation from the Toastmasters program. You're offering something else that doesn't even exist in the Toastmasters organization. The members are not going to learn anything that way. It's not a social environment for them to come and just sit down there and network. And you're not promoting your club well. So the 10th point is insufficient program public relations efforts. If you can market your club, people are going to see it and they're going to come. My home club here in Atlanta, we have never really had to do an open house. We did it this year because we were, district leaders are asking us to do it. So we did it, but we have never had to do an open house to get members. And for the 15 years we have been in existence, the last 14 of those 15 years, we were President's Distinguished. We have never had to look. Our marketing is what gets the members through the door. So remember, a Toastmasters Club is a separate entity. And all of you are stakeholders in your club. So think of it as a board, and you are the shareholders. The officers, the ex-com is the board, and you as members are the shareholders in that club. So you have a voice. Exercise your voice when you notice things are not going as planned. Your officers are fellow members just like you. They're elected to manage specific roles in your club, but they're accountable to you. They're accountable to the members. They should not yield their autocratic leadership out there. And if you see that happening, you have a right to pull them aside and talk to them and let them know that this is not going to work. And that's how leaders are developed, because they may not know they're doing this, but by somebody else observing it, can talk to them and let them know, and they can change their behavior. So to get your club back on track, what do you need to do? You need to start by completing the club success plan. So every club by now should have completed their club success plan. And I'm sure your district leaders have told you that you need to do it. And it's not something that you have to sit there and decide, oh my gosh, I need a college degree in order to put together this club success. No, it's all common sense. You sit with your ex-com and you go over what it is your goals are going to be and how you're going to achieve every goal in your plan. When you're finished with that plan, do not just file it away. Share your plan with the members in your club so they understand the club goals and how they can contribute to your goals. You can think of it, right? If we put something together and nobody is there to help us, what's the point? We have to share it and let people get out there. Apply the QM equal QC formula, and I'm sure all of you are going to remember that by now, right? Quality meetings equal quality clubs. Establish a mentorship relationship to hold each other accountable for their personal development. And guess what? What's happening at the end of this week? The end of this week is September 30th. That's a magical date, right? Renewal dues. Renewal dues are due by Saturday. Don't wait until Saturday to get your members who haven't renewed yet to pay, because one of you, the club executive officers, is going to have to sit there and enter all of this stuff Saturday night, right? To make sure it gets recorded. So let them pay by Friday. So work with them. The members who have not renewed, work with them. Again, find out why they're not renewing, find out what's preventing them from doing it. Talk to them and see how you can help them through this process. So the greatest satisfaction is, I'm going to close with you here. The greatest satisfaction in life comes from helping others realize their full potentials. And that's precisely what you should strive for within your clubs, is helping members achieve their full potentials. As you assist others, you also strengthen your leadership skills. There is nothing that you cannot learn if you focus well on this program. It has done miracles for me. It has done miracles for a lot of people that I know. Transform lives, yes. And if it has done it for me, it can do it definitely for any one of you and any one of your members. Be there to support them. I thoroughly enjoyed speaking with all of you, and I encourage you all to continue having these conversations. Have these conversations at your club to ensure you consistently provide quality meetings where members learn and grow. Thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, DTM Roy, for that, and lots of takeaway from your experience. You've shared so many insightful tips. So now we will open the stage for a Q&A session, and we already got questions here. So we got one from Toastmaster Dinesh. What are the key parameters for a quality club in Toastmasters?
The things you need to focus on for a quality club is ensuring that your member is getting the return on their investment, meaning that understand why they join the program. And if the club can fulfill the needs of that member, their meetings are going to be more successful and the club is going to be successful. So it all transcends from the member experience. If the members are not getting what they expect of the club, or they're not seeing quality leadership within your club, then the club is not going to be a quality club. You can have a club with 8 members. That does not mean that they're not a quality club. It's just that their challenge is finding new members. But those 8 members can have a quality meeting. They can have prepared speeches. They can have effective evaluations. They can conduct table topics and learn and grow during the process.
Thank you. Another question is, in your view, how important is achievement recognition in Toastmaster clubs?
Achievement is definitely something that we need to do. And I failed to mention that in my presentation, right? We have to recognize our members' achievement. Every little thing, everything that they accomplish, they go above and beyond their normal duties. Make sure you recognize them. In some of the clubs that I'm part of, we have an annual recognition program where we recognize our members for the things that they have done. And we identify who are the ones that went above and beyond. The Club Full Circle program, every 6 months, we have a recognition for the members who have achieved their full circle for that 6-month period, or again, did things that went above and beyond. Make sure we can do it. There's some places, I don't know about you guys out there, but there's in the newspapers, the local newspapers, you can publicize it, right? Share their achievement of the club. People see it and they said, oh, I want to be a part of that.
Okay, thank you. From Toastmaster Ganeshan, is it better to have one-to-one talk with all members of the club about their expectation from the club?
It is very important that you have a conversation with them. Yes. So if it is the vice president of education do it, or the mentor that does it, I prefer the mentor doing it. I think the vice president of education, as they get in there, the membership and the VPE can sit with them and talk with them to find out, show them what it is, introduce them to their mentors. The mentor should be the one sitting with them to understand exactly what it is they need to do. So that one-on-one conversation should happen.
Okay, thank you. And from Toastmaster Shafiq, how can a newly joined member, same as those 20 new joiners, who formed a new club, be hands with the leadership qualities if the leaders, how can a newly joined members who formed a new club be hands-on with the leadership qualities if they're in XCOM? How can they improve the display excellent leadership traits when the club itself is new?
Okay, if I understand the question right, that you have a new club forming and you have 20 members, how can executive leaders understand what they need to do? Every new club should have a sponsor and a mentor, right? That's the job of the sponsor, the mentor, especially the mentor of a new club, to work with executive leaders to show them what it is that they need to do in order to be successful. So it's a little bit different from the club, a new member mentor within the club. You have this mentor from the outside, from another club within the district, who is going to show them the ropes and what it is that they need to do. So if you find that your mentor is not working with you effectively, let the district leaders know, and they may reassign them.
Yes, great. From Toastmaster Jaya, how should the EXCO manage between a member who overdoes their task and a passive performer?
That is why we need, I mentioned in there that every member is a stakeholder in a club. The members need to start speaking up. If an EXCOM member is overdoing it and overdoing their job, they need to speak up. If it's within the committee itself, then the rest of the officers need to have a conversation with that individual and say, hey, let's back up a little bit. Give us the opportunity to learn and grow as well. We all make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. So if you don't give us an opportunity to make a mistake, then we will never learn.
Yes, I agree to that also, sir. And we have lots of questions actually, and I would like to, if you have any more questions, I know we have due to the limited time for Q&A. If any questions are unanswered, we will send a reply later to you over email. So I think we still have time. TTM Deepa?
Yes.
Okay, so one more question here. Can the club create club level policies?
Not policies. They can create a procedure within their club. Policies are done at the board level for this organization. So we want to make sure that is clear. They can create their own procedures within their club. But again, it has to be within the club bylaws.
All right. So it's on the club. It's under the club constitution. And
Yes.
okay, and dear DTM Roy, what is the ideal number of members for a Toastmasters club to function effectively, especially when membership is challenging?
In order for a club to be successful, where every member is getting the opportunity to do stuff, ideally you want a club with about 25 members, but if you can't get there, between 15 to 25 members, your members will learn. And you can have a quality meeting. Because remember, not every week, if you have weekly meetings, not every week somebody can attend a meeting. So if you have that, rotation every other week or so, you will find that every week meeting would be effective. And that is why that magical number of 20 works well, because, maybe a couple of them will not attend every single meeting.
There's more interesting questions here. How does the club status impact recognition and club business?
The status of a club makes a big difference, especially when you publicize it as, again, I'm going to use my club as an example here. Rise in Phoenix, a President's Distinguished Club for 14 years. Plus, if you see another club down the road that just says, Talk Up Toastmasters, which one are you going to want to visit? The one that advertised with the President's Distinguished status for the past 14 years, right? You want to make sure that you can advertise your club. And that is why you have to get that strength built within your club, to make sure that every member understand how they contribute to the success of your club. Club success plan need to be shared with all your members.
All right. What is the strategy you recommend that can be adopted to bring back members who have left the club?
If we don't know why they leave, it's going to be hard for us to bring them back. So
Can you
every
talk
member,
about the survey?
so every member, we want to make sure when they leave your club, you should find out from them the reason they left. And if they left because of some of the things I mentioned, like relocation or whatever, yeah, that's okay. But if they left because of they're not getting the benefits in the club, or they see that there is a toxic environment in the club, you need to understand that, and you need to then help correct the problem within the club, because that person may not come back to your club, but you can recommend them to join another club.
Yeah, to fill the gap.
Yes.
Okay, this one is, why did Toastmaster increase fee, and how often do Toastmaster increase fee?
I didn't anticipate that question, right? But hey, I think our CEO mentioned it very well, or immediate past president mentioned it well, that, why they increased the fee. And I think there's a frequently asked questions out there on that. How frequently have done it? I think since I've joined Toastmasters, which is, again, over 2 decades now, I think this is the 3rd time they have increased it. And again, when you look at that compared to other educational programs, similar programs out there, it's still cost effective.
I see. And we have, Toastmaster Sarah, do you suggest a regular performance review for the ExCom members? How to address to those who don't perform up to expectations?
Again, something you can put into your club policy on how you want to address that. But again, if you see something is not going right, if the ExCom members are not seeing things going right with a member, with one of their members, you need to bring that person aside and talk to them. Or within your meeting, you just say, hey, if it's a president that is causing a problem, you sit with them and you talk to them and say, hey, this is the things that we observe. You may or may not agree with it, but we're telling you that this is what we observe. This is what our members are observing. So can you attempt to change that behavior? And if you don't, then you engage others out there and let them come in. They may have to come down to a conflict resolution or something like that to make it work. Having performance review with them, I don't know how you're going to measure that too much, because it's, your clubs can give a feedback on how it is that they're doing, but the members ultimately elect the members. So just as fast as you get elected, you can be unelected.
Yes, and I believe because being an ExCom is a service, and this is a difference between, working in a corporate that you can pressurize, and this one, ExCom it's a full service and full initiative basis. Yes. Okay, how does club in good standing address members who have not paid dues for the current renewal period?
If you haven't shown them the benefits of the program, what it is it can do for them, how it can transform their lives, they will be missing that completely. The fact is that when we sit with a member, and that's why I said you don't wait until the renewal to talk to them, to be the first time you talk to them for a year. Sit down and talk to them before, understand what's happened, let them know what's going on. If a member comes in and all they're doing is sitting there and they're not participating in your meeting, somebody needs to go talk to them and say, hey, let's make sure that we get you to do certain things, right? You're paying your dues just like everybody else. So addressing the needs, addressing the benefits, showing them how it can help them, using your personal experiences on how it has helped you will help them.
Yes. And we have question from Toastmaster Vinod. It's better to have no mentor than not so good mentor. This was told during a training. What do you think, Dita Emily?
I agree. If the person that is mentoring you have no clue what they're doing, they're just there for a check mark, now ask for a new mentor. This is something that the club can do as well in their policy, right? To say here, every mentor that we assign, and we do it in my club, is we have at a 6-month time, we just ask the mentor, the VPE will ask the mentor, the protege, actually, the mentee, how are they working with their mentor? And the same thing they would ask the mentor, how are they working with their protege? Just to get a feel for, is it the right connection? Is it the right relationship we have built there? And if it's not, then we find a new mentor for them and we reassign folks.
Yes, we can, there's no particular mentor as such. We can,
right.
I remember that, if you know where you wanted to go, ask somebody who's been there.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Exactly.
And, okay, so I think, okay, how soon a newly joined clubs, okay, how soon a newly joined clubs, all members can complete their first set of pathways? Is there any targeted time frame for that?
There's no time frame. It depends on the person. We all learn at our own pace. There should be no pressure on somebody to say, hey, you got to give your speech next week. That's going to freak somebody out, right? Especially if you're still nervous. You want to make sure that you let them work at their own pace. And this is where the mentor will work with them. The mentor can, they'll write their speech. The mentor can help them practice and get them that comfort level when they're ready to go out and give their speech. But they should sign up for the path. They should sign up for their path and say, okay, what path am I going to focus on and how am I going to get there?
Yeah. So do we still have time, Deepa? I think
We have 7 more minutes.
7 more minutes. Okay. If a member, this from Toastmaster Organization, if a member complete a particular level, then leave due to unforeseen circumstances and join again, can he continue with his level from where he left?
Yes.
Yes. And then from Toastmaster Shaima, how can we encourage the interested and enthusiastic guests at their first meeting to join and register in Toastmasters? Sometimes some would attend and feel happy. Later on, they lose the interest and don't show up.
Touch base with them immediately. So a guest comes to your meeting, they feel excited, they said, yes, I want to be a part of this. They walk through that door and they never hear from you. They're going to lose interest and they're not going to come back, right? If you follow up with them, have a guest package. Every club should create a guest package. It doesn't have to be a lot of information. Information about your club, maybe the website, some information about the benefits and values. And I think we have most of those things in the Toastmasters resource library. You add that a guest package, let them see what it is that they can do, follow up with them, and invite them back to another meeting and tell them, we would like to see you again next week. Come on back. Or if you meet once a month or every other week, invite them to the next meeting and let them come back. And before the meeting, reach out to them and tell them, hey, I'm expecting to see you at the meeting. So keep that connection working with them. And they're going to feel appreciated. that this is the group that I want to be a part of.
Yeah, because based on my personal experience before when I attended as a guest, so I attended one club and they said it's fine, like they're not that too pushy, and they said that you attend other clubs and feel the vibes. So it's like on that sense, it's like we are not too pushy to get the members, to be to get that person to be a member.
Correct.
So we have few more questions. So let's, I think we have maybe DTM Deepa, do you have any question in mind? I'll just scroll
DTM Deepa,
Yes,
or
Balaji
anyone.
here.
Toastmaster
Yeah,
Balaji.
Balaji, yes.
Balaji, hi.
The DTM past international director Roy Ganga, Balaji here, distinguished Toastmaster. Welcome to District 127. And I will not let you go with one question where we all need to learn a lot from you. You said, how do you realize that you're benefiting from the fees which you pay to Toastmasters? In the same way, how do we benefit by having you here as one of our leaders, explaining your experience? So you said your club is 15-year-old and 14 years you have reached the president's distinguished club status. I wish to know the secret of how your club reaches this target every year.
It was not easy. Trust. There were times in our journey where we thought our club was going to fold because the location that we were meeting stopped having us there, and we panicked for a while. We figured, oh my gosh, to find a new location was hard to find. So we moved around from place to place, and we started losing members in the process. We were down to 8 members at one point during that year. But lucky it was early in the year. Then we found a location that was far away from where we met. And we started rebuilding the club from that. And advertisement, public relations, we got the word out. We went to every facility that would allow us to put a flyer. We put a flyer in there talking about our club and inviting them to come. And people start showing up. Our website, people just come to a lot of our members, when you ask them how they know about our club, is through our website. And it's a simple free Toast host website, but we keep it current. And they look out there and they see it and they come and they join. So there was, the secret was making sure that we advertise our club and got it out there. Then when people come to our club, I talk about that first impression, we make them feel welcome. They always sit with a member to understand what is going on in the club, because hey, when you have in-person meetings, all those clapping and those laughing and everything, people will say, oh my God, these are crazy people. They're clapping for every single thing. But we have to explain to them why we do it, right? How it helps with the nerves and get things going. So people see you're having a quality, fun meeting, although it's structured, they say, yes, I think I can do it. You put them at ease in their comfort, and don't rush them with an application the very first moment they walk through the door and say, here's an application, fill it out and give it back to me before you leave. You're never going to see them again. Let's put ourselves in their place. If somebody do that to us, would we want to come back? No. So that is why I talk about using our experience when we joined the program. What were some of the things that we learned then, and what are some of the things we wish we had known? And now that we know that, let's help the new members as they come through the door to make it a better experience for them.
Thank you. I don't wish to take much of your time because there's somebody else who has a question. She just wrote now on the message. But before I say bye, one thing I really liked in there when you said that the executive committee are the board members and the members are actually the shareholders of the club. I like that very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Balaji. So one more questions. What are the qualities of future Toastmasters International Director? Yeah.
What are the qualities of a future Toastmasters International Director? And we had some, I think I see Sunil out here, and I see Sudesh out here as well, Sujit. I think that, we have there, if you have the passion to help an organization grow and succeed, then go for it. If you have because somebody's telling you that you should be an international director, but it's not in here, think about it, because it's not going to be where you want to be. I have done both the regional advisor and the international director, and one is not a prerequisite to the other, but they're two different sets of skills that you use, and the skill set that you apply in each of those things help you develop as a leader. The future of an international director is, for any one of you, have that passion of structuring a structured organization, a policy-driven mindset, a futuristic thinking, where you can see the big picture and how you can help this organization grow and succeed. That's the mindset that is needed for an international director.
Thank you. Now we can have one last question. How do we create an individualized experience and benefits for our members when the membership strength keeps growing?
If your club is getting so big where your members are not getting the opportunity now to participate because you have so many members in your club, just like how districts reform, you have your new district because it got so big that it reformed it, and a club may be able to do that. A club may be able to think about, okay, do we have enough members that can sustain 2 clubs as opposed to 1? There are clubs where I see have more frequent meetings so that they can accommodate. So like they have a morning and an evening meeting. That gets kind of confusing because as a member, you don't know which meeting you're supposed to be at some days, right? And you may all end up in the morning meeting, you may all end up in an evening meeting, or nobody is going to show up at one or the other, right? So if it gets so big, it would be time to consider maybe having a second club out of that. An effective meeting can really work well still with 40, 50 members, because now you can extend your time if you have the time to offer. So instead of having an hour meeting, maybe you decide to have an hour and a half meeting. So think about those options as well.
All right, thank you so much. And I think due to the limited time for Q&A, if any questions are unanswered, we will send you the reply later or via email, and we'll share it to DTM Roy as well. So DTM Roy, thank you so much for your valuable insights that for sure everyone will benefit our club as we strive for excellence in every aspect. And thank you everyone for today and participating in our Q&A. We appreciate your time, and it's a very great questions indeed. So before I hand it over to TTM Deepa, I would like to say that club quality in Toastmasters is not just a goal, it's a journey of continuous improvement that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary communicators and leaders. Now I'm handing over to the stage to our vibrant and ever helpful District Director, DTM Deepa Surendran.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jim. You managed it in a very well manner. Thank you very much. Let's all have a group photo. If everybody can switch on the camera, please. Toastmaster Vijay.
Yes. Please. All of you, please. Few more. Thank you.
Then,
Yeah, one more. Few more are there. Can we have few more cameras on?
Please make sure you're looking at your camera, not the screen.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. Yes, as our past international director, distinguished Toastmaster Roy mentioned, we have challenges at club level. We lack seniors presence to do education sessions, and quality mentor support is lacking in some clubs, and hence we are trying to bring them back. We will work on improving club quality by encouraging everyone to participate in all the meetings, by encouraging everyone to have a club mentor, and they in turn have a mentee once they learn basics. Thank you very much. Thank you for all those nuggets of wisdom. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Roy. Our public relations team, Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Prasanna, and the entire team who created these lovely posters, backgrounds, and advertised, and reaching out to every member, encouraging them to join for this session. Thank you, team. Toastmaster Shobha, our Zoom master, and our SA for this meeting as well. You managed the meeting single-handedly without a glitch. Thank you. Toastmaster Jem, you managed the session with absolute control. You were cool and encouraging as well. Thank you. Our program quality director, distinguished Toastmaster Sujil and team, you have structured this program perfect and flawless. Thank you for all the support and for encouraging our members to attend this particular session as well. District Advisor, distinguished Toastmaster Sunil, thank you for introducing distinguished Toastmaster Roy to us, to District 127. Yes, we have listened to you, distinguished Toastmaster Roy. We will implement them in our clubs, your recommendations in our clubs. We will discuss these points at the club level, and we will bring back our seniors and encourage to bring back the quality in there. All of you, our attendees, dear attendees, thank you for all those questions after attending the session very deeply. You have made us think. Now let's all work together, support each other, and improve the quality of our club meetings. Hope we all learned a lot, all of you. Now let's continue learning now and forever. And with that note, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. See you for the next session after some time. Thank you. You're on mute, DTM Roy.
Oh, sorry. Thank you all. Thank you very much. This was wonderful. Wonderful to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, please reach out if you have any questions or anything. Actually, I think Deepa, you have my email, right?
Yes, yes.
It's easy. You can use my Toastmasters one, rganga@toastmasters.org.
Okay.
That's an easy one to remember. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, DTM Roy. Thank you, everyone. DTM
Thank you all. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night, everyone from
Good
South
night.
Africa.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.